Hello and welcome back. I'm Shelf Unit and this is my continuing Let's Play of Baldur's Gate 2 Shadows of Am. So, last time we finished off Bridge District, we dealt with Mook's killer, kinda, and we've gone shopping down in the Watcher's Keep. And we are currently in the Umar Hills. Appeasing Minsk's desperate need, apparently, to come here. So when we got here there was an argument in the town square, and just after that a bunch of Jaheira's mates from the Harpers decided to attack us, and we got pretty hardcore whacked. So I'm hoping we're not going to suffer too much of that from now on.
It will be done.
So let's say hello.
I have nothing to wish.
Eh? What is it you want, stranger? So what's going on in this village anyway? I'll tell you what's going on, milady. The wolves have been in the hills these past years, are coming at us. They are. For weeks now they've been preying on us, sneaking into the village at night and tearing people apart, and their bodies disappear the next night. It is a gruesome sight, to be sure. I've seen them too. Them wolves look at me from afar with smarts in their eyes. 'Tis the truth. The rest of the village is full of fools. Them ogres, I seen them, and they ain't so bad. And the Umar stuff is nothing but a load of nonsense. Why have wolves come to take away? Has nothing been done to hunt these wolves? Bloody mare hired a halfling runt and our troop to find out what's been happening. They haven't come back. Wolves ripped them apart is my guess. Why would wolves come back to take away bodies a day later? Don't rightly know. Ain't nothing natural, that's for sure. They just seem to up and vanish. As far as I can tell. What do you know about the ogres? They used to belong to that big rebel army down the south of Am. Deserters likely. Seen them on my patrols. Don't look like they're up to anything. Led by a big ogre fellow. Madolf, I think, wants to be left alone. The fact that he'd talk first rather than kill you makes him not the worst sort in my books. What's this about Umar? Just a load of bull is all. You wants to know about Umar? Go talk to Vincenzo at the inn. He loves to talk out of his arse, he does. I'll be going then. On your way then, stranger. We don't need any more trouble here, that's for certain. Okay, so we found a few interesting things out. Who are these likely fellows? Berend Dare, Fail, and Alan's Fielding. Now, I've got something in here where finished, investigate deaths in the Umar Hills. Reached Imsvale in the Umar Hills, blah, 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 blah. That's not what I was after. It was chapter 2, Animal Trouble and Trade It. Find the kidnappers, you very turner. Journey to the Windspear Hills. Is it Windspear Hills? No. Investigate. Now we are. Investigate the deaths in the Umar Hills. Delon was sent to find aid. Oh. Okay. Chapter 2. American slaves. Skinner murders. Right, oh, I don't know. I had it all planned out. Let's talk to this guy anyway.
You'll find no better prices in Arm. I guarantee it.
Sigh, I just know that one of these days one of those ogres is going to come down and massacre me. Just like those other villagers. I never thought of something like this when I became a merchant.
What do you know about these killings?
Oh, it's a terrible thing. People dying left and right. You can hardly find a customer anymore. And that's probably okay, because nobody will restock me now anyway. Somebody should do something about those ogres, though. Ever since they came, it all started. One of my caravans once got attacked by ogres. They're evil and brutal.
Can I see what you have in stock?
Oh, I suppose so, but there isn't much. Caravans just won't come here unless they're stocked with guards. And that doesn't make it very profitable now, does it?
What's he got? He got shields. It's 11 bucklers and 7 shields. No, this guy's got nothing. God dear. I mean, a lot of armour, but nothing particularly useful, I'm afraid. What's my armour nowadays? Leather 2? Yeah. Studded leather plus 2. What's that? Studded leather plus 1. Well, I suppose I could sell him some stuff. Have I got armour? I've got tons of armour. Beautiful. How much space do you have, Minsk? You have no space at all. Well, get rid of that. And that to me. I'll give you this armour. And that's a small shield plus 1. Huh. Why is nobody holding the small shield plus 1? That just seems unnecessary. You have any armour? You don't have any armour. Well, let's
You'll find no better prices in arm. I guarantee.
sell some stuff. Plate mail. Quarterstaff plus 1. Get rid of the flail plus 1. Another plate mail and plate mail plus 1. And sell. I don't think there's any real need to get rid of other things, is there? Okay, so we know anybody can wear this? No. Braces you've got are armor class 8, so these ones are armor class 6. Should be useful for you, but you don't need these. Let's give these to you. That's a halberd plus 2, but nobody has halberds plus 2. So we can sell the halberd plus 2.
I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
Right, let's get rid of that then. And sell. Boom, now we have some actual space in our inventories. Albeit not a huge amount. We've got 3 spaces. Jahira's got a decent number. You don't. But you're our main thief, so you really need some. But you're carrying all of that rubbish. Fair enough. You got a few. Let's just fill your arrows up. Yeah, we just don't have much in the way of space, I'm afraid. Still,
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
hello there, what can I do for you this fine day? Have you need of a trinket or two, or do you need directions? Lots of interest around here. We have a little intrigue happening, though nothing a travelling company armed as you I would be interested in. Well, there have been a few people go missing. The most disturbing loss was the Ranger Morella. She disappeared after searching for the first person to go missing, some peasant. Her cabin was in the southwest, though I don't know what you would find there. Don't care much, really. Oops.
You'll find no better prices in arm.
Let's have
I
a look and see
guarantee.
if anything that strikes your fancy. Excellent. Potions, potions, potions. Now, there was something. I
will not tolerate this waste of time. Let's get moving. We've much to do.
There's no need to yell, Jahira. I will yell if I wish, and I will make damn sure our enemies hear me. We must hurry and find me. I am sorry. I've been thinking too much of Khalid. I was in shock before, but you can never think too much for those departed. I agree, though I shall try not to be fixated on such things. All will be dealt with in time. I will see to it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, my time, blah blah blah. This is in chapter 2. No. What the hell am I doing then? God damn it. Where is this? I'm sure it was in here.
The sunsets are so much prettier here than in the city.
Why is everyone talking to me now? Growing up in Candlekeep, I would scale the ramparts in the evenings to watch the sun fall into the sea. Our childhoods were not so different, were they? No, they weren't. This just...
My legs are
Yeah.
aching. I've never walked so much in my life. Can we rest now?
It's long past time for turnip tea. A little rest will shake the stew from our eyes and ache from our legs.
It was... Oh, I feel so annoyed now. I'm 100% certain it was here. %. I had to buy some book from somebody.
Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you.
Ah, good day to you, ma'am. It's nice to see a new face in the village for once. We haven't had many travellers through here since all these killings began, naturally. I'd be pleased to show you some of the goods I have to sell, although I must warn you, our mercantile company hasn't had much opportunity to deliver lately, so goods are sparse. When you tell me about all these killings... Ha, now that's a tale and a half, mind you. Don't listen to the dribble these villagers might tell you. They'd have you half believing that a 500-year-old witch is on the prowl. You see, the real story is that there's a pack of wolves that's decided to come into the village area here and pick people off. You can't even travel much unless you've got an armed guard. Makes for poor business, it does. Our company thought it was a good thing when we won exclusive rights to Innsvale from the council. Now it's just losing us money. Why doesn't everyone just leave? Well, some people still think the problem can be solved. I hear the mayor hired a band of adventurers to look into it, but they've disappeared. No one wants to travel alone, but if something isn't done soon, they might decide to all leave together. It is a shame. This is a prosperous village otherwise. Good business, usually. Show me what you've got to sell, then. Always willing to satisfy a customer. With gold, that is. And you've got a few interesting things. Quite a lot of stuff, really. Quite a lot of stuff, really. But nothing that interests me particularly. I'm going to buy a book off this guy.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
History of Zentrum.
Well, you look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together.
There we go. You have made an interesting selection. You know, I used to peddle books in Athkatla under another name. Perhaps you were a customer. Call me by the name I used before, and perhaps I will have a discount for you. Oh, boy. Darson Cole. Indeed it was, as I said in the letter. I'm sorry for these simple games, merely a ruse to throw off the foolish guards of Athkatla. I trust you have the armour almost complete? Yes, I do, though it's not quite done yet, though. Of course, I will add the final touches, but I do need the most important ingredient first. Your workmanship is unparalleled, but it needs something special. The skins were exquisite, but now there must be blood. You know what I need. Bring me the blood of a dragon, a silver dragon. Certainly. Any idea where I might find one? None whatsoever. You are the artist. You find one. Excellent. So I found him. Now we shall go into the inn. Anybody of interest here? Berent, Trevor, man mining. Okay.
Certainly.
My married friend.
I'd never be recognising you, should I be? Are you kin, mayhap, come to take me home? That depends. Where is your home? No, Vincenzo's in here, but he's got a home of mine as any. Sometime I do sleep in a barn or on a haystack. Sometime I do sleep in our woods. Late, the murderings and all, Vincenzo does let poor Trevor sleep in the attic. He does. Be a good man, now Vincenzo. Well, this is your home. Why were you asking if I was going to take you there? I was wondering if you were kin, not if this was my home, blasted girl. You think a drunk could properly remember if I would be kin or not? Not this one. Well, what do you know about the killings around here? Ah, no, the streets may be a safe place for a poor drunk napping, that's for sure. Vincenzo took me in, dear man that he be. So I may be taken by the Umar witch, aye? Myself I may be know enough. The Umar witch is back. I seen black shapes moving in the nights, like living shadows. But then I be town drunk and nobody listens to what I has to say. Truth be told, I be more than a little frightened to sleep outside these days. But then this inn is where you'd find me, likely as not. So little has changed, aye? Indeed. Hello, little man.
Useful gadgets I have. Yes, I do.
Yes, what is it that you want exactly? If you want to buy something, then say so quickly, because I got a little enough time to spare for the likes of you. You know what's going on in this village? Nothing, and I don't want to know nothing. All I want is to be able to get out of this stinking village safely once the roads are open. Merchant can't make a decent living here. Let me see what you got in stock then. Fine, but don't touch anything unless you're planning on buying it. Ooh, I'll buy that. Because I know that it's needed somewhere. Another gem bag. This is a potion? Yes, it is. Hello, Ellens.
Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you.
Ah, good day to you, ma'am. Nice to see a new face in the village for once. We haven't had many travellers through here since all these killings began, naturally. I'd be pleased to show you some of the goods I have to sell, though I must warn you, our mercantile company hasn't had much opportunity to deliver lately, so goods are sparse. What can you tell me about these killings? Ah, now that's a tale and a half. Mind you, don't listen to the dribble these villagers might tell you. They have you half believing there are 500-year-old witches on the prowl. Are these the same people? You see, the real story here is the pack of wolves that have decided to come into the village area here and pick people off. They can't even travel much unless you've got an armed guard. This is the same woman. Makes poor business, it does. This is the same blooming woman. I thought she was... Fair enough. Talk to the barman then.
Never had rats. No, sorry.
Hello to you and a good day. I am Vincenzo and I offer you all the services of me humble little inn. Well, there are a lot of things to be said about you, Vince. But humble ain't the one I would be picking, aye? Hush, boy, and keep going calling me Vince and I'll have you strapped over a log. The name's Vincenzo. That's a lot of rot. You use that name from a Sembian trader and suddenly you're putting on airs. Never mind the boy, he's an ignorant lout. I took him out of pity, a simpleton who doesn't know his place. Is there aught I can do for you, my good lady? What do you know of the killings around here? Ah, Vincenzo knows the truth. My family's been in this here area for a long, long time. And the tales of the witch Umar have been passed down, they have. You ain't gonna go into that rot again, are you? Silence, boy. Perhaps I should give you to the witch instead, as an offering. Leave you out on the doorstep with a lace of garlic tied round your neck. Well, I thought that'd shut your trap. Now listen, my lady. I can tell you about the witch Umar, a tale set sure to curl your ears. If you care to hear it, go ahead. I've got the time. Like I said, my family has been around these parts a long time. We were here back when the witch herself plagued these lands over 700 years ago. Umar was a wicked one. No one e'er saw her except when she came down from the hills to steal some unfortunate soul, shepherds, babes, anyone who weren't careful. She tortured them. You could hear their cries during the night. People tried to find her, but only the victims' bodies would turn up, mutilated and dead.
Don't know why I just didn't kill her.
Because I couldn't find her, you stupid boy. Were you not listening? And besides, she were a powerful witch with plenty of magic for any fight. Strange thing is, me, lady, Umar just vanished one day. Maybe she were killed, maybe not. Every century or so it is said she comes back to the hills.
This is where it gets right funny, your story.
I'm warning you, boy. You'll be out on your ass faster than you can blink if you keeps this up. As I said, every century or so she comes again. People disappear, tortured in the hills, and only sometimes are the bodies found. Once Umar sated herself on blood, she returns to whence she came. This is just like them other times. People forget so easily. It's the witch, I tell you.
Has no one tried to find this witch in recent years?
Well, there was a group of mages some years back who came, young ones, apprentices I gather. 2 fellows and a young lass, sure enough. They were sent by their master to look into the Umar witch, or so they said. Nice enough group, but to obvious they expected nothing.
I remember him. They were all right. For mages, lots nicer than that German fella. Now you should go and soak his head.
Aye, true enough. Them 3 went into the hills, and they were never found again, except for the Blaster's journals. I found those myself out in the woods. More victims of Umar, sure as day. You can read the Blaster's journal, sure enough.
Do you think I might be able to take a look at this journal?
Aye, you can. I had a copy or 2 done up by a scribe friend of mine some months back. You can have one if you likes.
A copy or 2? More like she got a whole storeroom full of copies of that journal, you bleeding banana.
Well, so whatever I have. It's a good story, more or less. Makes me bloody rich one day, and then, well, you'll be a little rugrat.
More like you wrote the journal yourself, I'd wager.
I didn't know such thing. Here you go, my lady. Use as you will, but beware the witch if she goes into the hills. She's not sated yet, not by a long shot.
You gained the Umar Witch Project. This is the Umar Witch Project journal. We can drop this off. Airy. We can read. Oh boy.
This journal seems to be that of an apprentice mage telling the tale of her expedition into the Umar Hills, with 2 other apprentices in the search for evidence of the fabled witch. The tale is hard to believe, but seems to relate the group's horror at getting lost, being hounded by an unseen predator during the nights. The script is in a panicky feminine hand, and the last page can barely be made out as follows.
Sorry to Joshua's mother. I'm sorry about what happened to Michaelis. There's something out here with us. We thought it to be peasants, but peasants aren't this clever. Joshua says it's the witch. I hear her when I sleep. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep. I don't want...
The journal ends here. So yes, this is based on the film that was reasonably recently out when Baldur's Gate was released, The Blair Witch. And this whole thing is based entirely on that film, which is quite funny. It was hilarious when it first happened. Now it's slightly less so, as less people know what the film is. But still, quite amusing. So there's plenty of things to look at for a light-fingered gnome around here. Dozens upon dozens of copies of the Umar Witch Diaries. Ooh, and a couple of interesting things. Do I have? I do have. I'll put those straight in there. Getting a couple of free potions is always nice. Just a quick save before we do some skullduggery. Book merchant. What's he got on him?
Well, you look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together.
Sorry, I ain't got much in the way of tomes today. Been real slow, so I shipped most of my stock to Earthcatler. Ain't talked to anyone in weeks, actually. Business been bad because of the nasty events around here recently? Aye, it has, though there have been quite a few old books turning up around here to make it worthwhile. Nothing startling, but I get by. Enjoy stay as best you can under the circumstances. So I'm going to just quickly see what's in here. Nobody's turning. Okay, nothing of any import there. Apparently, if I don't actually touch anything, nothing
Yes?
bad happens. Huh.
Without doubt.
Okay, so it was the
Quickly and precisely.
other people there. Is this anybody's house? That's the minister's house. So let's go in here. Just quickly and say hello.
Without hesitation.
Hello. I don't recognise you. You must be new to Innisfail. Is there something I can help you with?
We came because a little boy Denlon said that there was evil here in need of a butt kicking. And good for us, we have our boots on. Yes, sir.
You did, and then the boy did get to the city after all. Ah, I'm pleased to hear it. You have come to our aid then, yes?
I'd like to know more about what's going on here first.
Yes, of course. It's gruesome business, but I'm sure that little Denlon told you some of the story. But I should elaborate on it for your benefit.
We've had a run of killings and disappearances here as of late.
People murdered in their beds, their bodies disappearing, bodies found with the skins inside out. Normally we would turn to our local ranger protector to aid us in a time like this, but our ranger, Morella, has vanished. Several men went to her cabin southwest of the village, and they found no sign of her. It is not like her to be absent for so long. I fear the worst. Soon after, shepherds and farmers from the outlying holds began disappearing. The people heard strange noises at night, and we have no ranger to turn to. Everyone's frightened, but they're scared to leave as well, else they get caught out in the wilderness by whatever's been doing the killing. And of course, everyone has ideas on what's behind all of this.
It's the ogres, my husband. You know it is.
My wife, Ina, yes, many people think it's that group of ogres who moved into the area just before the killings began. It likely is too.
They're in the hills, too close to the village, I say.
Yes, you can find them in the hills a bit north of here. Of course, others think it's a pack of very large wolves that's been ranging in the hills for some years. And still others claim Umar herself, the Great Witch of the Hills, has returned. Legend has it she was responsible for deaths much like these ones.
For it's just old legends. He must have been gone for over 500 years, my husband.
Yes, true, I suppose. I should warn you. I've already hired a famous knight, Mazzy Fenton, and her troop, but they haven't been back.
I don't know about this Umar, but it sounds like some kind of evil magic. Perhaps this ogre is a powerful mage. It's a possibility we shouldn't ignore. Ooh, all this talk of Umar brings back memories. Let me tell you, my great-great-cousin One Knee was one of the adventurers that hunted the Great Witch of the Hills a long time ago. Said she had a fondness for little children and that her house was made out of chocolate candy. Of all things. Personally, a house made out of turnips sounds much more appealing, but One Knee stated decisively that the house was delicious nevertheless. According to his stories, the witch was dead, something about getting shoved in an oven. But then Grandma Jensen said that One Knee was pretty delusional, so who knows? If wolves were shadows and doing this, they'd have to be terribly evil. Direwolves, perhaps. I don't think ogres would do this, but I'm not sure. This all sounds quite ominous. Wolves, ogres, witches, oh my, there's too much of a mince's poor head to comprehend. Which of these are evil? The edge of my sword shall find the truth.
To be honest, I think you should check on the ogres and their fellows before chasing after legends and such. So, will you help us?
I'll make the attempt, yes.
Oh, most excellent. Please, my lady, go to Morella's cabin and find where she has gone. My men are too frightened to go that far from the village. Her cabin is west of the village in the valley. It should not be hard to find.
There are other older cabins in the hills, abandoned for many years. Or go north from here to the river and find that Madolf and his beasts. I have little doubt that they are responsible for all of this, but we must be sure. I'm relieved you have decided to help us. You have the run of the village, my lady. If you need anything else, do not hesitate to come to me. Oh, most glorious day. One step closer we come to being true heroes. Yes, indeed. Even little Boo's fur stands on end from his anticipation. Okay. Let's take that off Yuja here and pop it on Uminsk. Let us quick save.
Yawn. Oh, I can do that.
Let us double check. I think we've got plenty of things here. But you never know, could be trapped.
What is it?
This will not take long. If it
Okay,
must be done.
now marginally action free, but we've discovered plenty of information. So I think this will be it for this episode. And yeah, we've got some quests to be getting on with. Minsk should hopefully be appeased now that we've found out all about this. And I'm very tempted to go back to Athkatla now and continue along with Galen Bales. Bits and pieces. But there are a couple of things here I would like to clear up. We might as well explore the whole area. And do the side quests, at least. Anyway, that'll be for next time. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. If not, do not worry about it. Thank you again, and goodbye.